All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Good Morning Xbox. I'm your host, Exo1324.
And I'm coolcatterri.
And I'm the resident sleeper, Dreadpool.
The resident sleeper. Oh, man. He's like a vampire. But yeah, good morning, everybody. It is only a week or so away from Christmas. A little more than a week. Terry, have you gotten your Christmas shopping done?
Nope.
Fred?
You forget I'm married. I don't do all the Christmas shopping. The wife does.
Have you bought anything for your wife?
She gets, I can't say, because if she's listening, she'll know what I got her.
Oh, okay. Well, did you get anything for me?
Yes, I did.
Nice. I can't wait to open it next week. But yeah, by the way, guys, I don't know yet. I forgot to talk before the show if we're going to have a show next week or not. So just hit me up in the private chat here, guys, if you guys are available next week. But let's check in with the iconic chat real quick. Up first, we got my buddy Doggy Dog 420 coming in hot. He says, "Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Doggy Dog. Thanks so much for joining us. You are the real MVP." We got You're Wicked Hot joining us, saying good. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. You're Wicked Hot. You are the real MVP. We appreciate you. Let's see. And man, Doggy Dog, I love that Sonic episode you guys had on Friday. Also, I must say, Cool Cat, I love the addition of you on Noof Show. There you go. Thank you so much. We appreciate you joining us on Friday for that Sonic episode. I really liked it. So yeah. Now, when we do the second one, you'll see a very different list from me. Shout out to Lost Boomer. Thank you so much for joining us, Lost Boomer. You are the real MVP. We got Crazy Greek Dude joining us. Shout out to Crazy Greek Dude. He says, yo, yo, yo. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. And of course, we got Splendiferous here with us. If you watch Friday night, you'll know. He says, Cool Cat, Terri, Dreadpool, Axel, and Dog and Dog, what's going on? What's going on? Splendiferous, thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. And Jacob Novick joins us. Shout out to Jacob Novick. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. And of course, the one, the only, the graphic god joins us. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. And General Spartan 27 says, Act 4 and Diablo 4 done. Getting closer towards the end. Yeah, that Act 3 was long. Yeah. And he says the finals are goated. He's talking about the game of the finals. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things on that game. I really want to get a crew together, Dread.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to play the finals so bad. I mean, I'm not going to carry anybody, but I just want to play with a crew. I want to have a crew so we can actually strategery.
Just as long as there's no rocks in there, we're good.
There's rocks, but I don't think any you can push me into. I don't feel safe and secure here. Let's see. Sappho joins us. He says, I can't wait to play factions. Oh, wait, never mind. Dang. And shout out to my beautiful wife, Luis Vian, who is the MVP of my life. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. And let's see. And 4GQTV Italian Clowns joins us. He says, good morning. What's going on, Italian Clowns? Thank you so much. Oh, the finals is 3v3v2. Yeah. Oh, no. Right. He fixed it. 3v3v3. Yeah, I feel like it's a tournament style game. Have you reached the finals yet, Jacob? Let us know. Let us know. And shout out to Dan, the man Cunningham. He says, how's everybody doing today? What's going on, Dan, the man Cunningham? We appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. Whew. All right, I think I got everybody. If I missed you, let me know, but I think I got everybody. I don't want anybody to feel ignored. Oh, Eternal Shaddai is in. He says, good morning, everybody. What's going on, Shaddai? Thank you so much for joining us. I saw your photo shoot. You are the real MVP.
He went to JCPenney's?
On X?
What was that? Shaddai went to JCPenney's and got a photo shoot there?
No, he posted a photo shoot on X. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see. I think it was like a Christmas photo shoot. I have no idea what it was. But, you look nice, Shaddai. You look nice. Let's see. Where is it? Here it is. At first, I thought you were trying to dress like R2-D2, if I'm being honest, because of the way that it posted it. All right, so I'm only gonna do the first two photos, Shaddai, as I feel that maybe the other two might be too spicy for this show. Here we go. Let me see. Tell me if you guys can see our good buddy here, Eternal Shaddai, showing off his t-shirt here. Kabow! Look at him go. And that's
He
all
looks like a
you guys
tall
because-
Aguerito.
Yeah, well, because like when it shows it on here, right? I
Yep.
was like, what is this? And I thought, oh, is he trying to beat R2D2? And then I opened it up. I'm like, no, it's not. Okay, he's just got a nice sweater on there. Yes. Thank Tumu for the clothes.
Not sponsored.
That's right, not sponsored. Screw Timo until you sponsor us.
They want to sponsor us. Hey.
That's right. The show will be brought to you by Timo. That's right. Anyways, let's get on to it, guys. So, in the news today, we are going to start with some Xbox Game Pass Ultimate streaming news. I guess that's how you say it. Man, what a mouthful. xCloud. We're going to go with xCloud. So, for those of you who have not used xCloud, xCloud is a streaming game service where it streams onto all of your favorite devices. It can stream via your browser or using the Xbox Game Pass app on Android devices or your Samsung TVs. You can play some games, all that good stuff. And this article is brought to you by The Verge. They say Microsoft exec hints at ad-free, ad-supported, hints at free ad-supported xCloud Xbox Cloud Gaming. And so Xbox Cloud Gaming is only available free for Fortnite right now, but Microsoft might be experimenting with some new business models by Tom Warren. For those of you who know who Tom Warren is, he is a editor at The Verge. And so he says that gaming CFO Tim Stewart hinted at this prospect at the Wells Fargo TMT Summit interview late last month, spotted by Tweaktown. Shout out to Tweaktown. The vision I like to talk about is where we have xCloud game streaming, so you can subscribe to Game Pass Ultimate and you can stream hundreds of games to really any endpoint that has a browser experience, explains Stewart. For models like Africa or India or Southeast Asia, maybe places that aren't console first, you can say, hey, do you want to watch 30 seconds of an ad, then get 2 hours of free streaming? Hey, that's a good deal. 30 seconds for 2 hours? That is a good deal. Stewart is spitballing, making it clear that this is something that Microsoft has been looking at for certain regions, with xCloud Gaming having expanded to new markets throughout 2022. And so it's not clear yet. It's not official. But internal emails from the FTC Microsoft case also shows that Microsoft has been planning to stream PC games over the cloud, potentially open up its Xbox Cloud Gaming service to many more games. Microsoft has also been testing mouse and keyboard support for Xbox Cloud Gaming, but only on the Xbox console side and not the PC side. But this is the one right here. 30 seconds, you get 2 hours of game streaming. That is a heck of a deal. Right now, Ultimate is $15, $16, almost $17 a month. So we'll go to Terry first. Terry, are you watching a 30-second ad to play on the cloud for 2 hours, possibly?
I mean, I'm not using the cloud, but I feel like this is something that people would opt to do. I mean, people, watch tons of ads so they can play their free mobile games, and get in-game stuff. So I feel like this is like a no-brainer. People are going to do it, and it will be helpful for certain people. I don't have an issue with it as long as they don't abuse it and make it ads all the time.
Yeah, could you imagine being in a fight though, and suddenly you're like they're gonna have to really like tailor each ad if they're gonna do more than once every 2 hours.
This guy's winning at Fortnite. Let's throw an ad right now.
Whether you win or lose, you're eliminated. Ad. That would drive me nuts if I'm being honest.
Down to the final 2. Ad.
You can get that victory royale. Ad.
This defeat brought to you by Axe Body Spray.
That's right. Dread, would you watch an ad for 2 hours of gaming? Because man, that is a good deal.
The question is it 2 hours of gaming of a game that I own, or a game that's in Game Pass, or a free game? we were just
Mhm.
joking around with Minecraft, Fortnite.
Yeah.
That's the next area they're going to go to. They're going to collab with Minecraft. Um,
Oh, dude, if they did cloud streaming on Minecraft, you know how many kids would jump on that?
yeah, exactly.
They would easily get over 500 million active monthly users. Easy.
That's what gets me. If it was just to access Game Pass, and let's say the alternate version of Ultimates,
Mhm.
for 30 seconds, yeah, that's not a bad deal if you look at it. That's why I question it. What are you talking about when you're saying that? Is it, which way they're going? But yeah, for straight up xCloud Game Pass, 30 seconds for 2 hours, that's a no-brainer. Anybody can get on at that point in time. Hot hour, like we just joked about, that's where they need to fix. Make sure that they're not getting you mid gameplay.
Yeah, well, it could go with that. Ubisoft was testing ads during loading screens. I mean, they could collaborate with Ubisoft, and every time there's a loading screen on an xCloud game, ad.
Yeah, but really, do we have loading screens like we used to have back in the day, where you could just get up, go heat up a hot pocket, and get yourself a drink and set yourself up a nice plate, and throw in when the hot pocket pops out, throw in a hungry what the heck's it called, the hungry man's meal,
Oh yeah,
frozen.
yeah, yeah. The instant dinners or whatever, the
Yeah,
TV
yeah.
dinners.
TV dinners.
Yeah.
One of those things, and then come back, and then there you go. You got your appetizer, you got your dinner, and it's still loading. And all it was a wall load, because you're going from one section to the other, so it's not even the game load.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, obviously they'd have to figure it out, but I don't see it as a big deal. I think it's good for people. It gets people into the system, and then guess what? If you're tired of these 30 seconds, maybe you'll pay for the service, and then that way you don't have to worry about it.
Oh yeah, like
I mean,
they make the ads so pervasive, like YouTube.
No,
That
don't.
it's
well, I
just
was saying, well, that's why I have premium.
yeah.
I
I'm
bought
not
premium
paying for
because I can't
premium, but I
handle
do
that,
hate all the YouTube ads.
and I find out once you go premium, you can't go back.
Really?
Yeah, I tried watching something on my wife's phone. I was mortified. Like, what's this commercial? I can't skip. It's only 5 seconds. I can't skip it. So, but yeah, it's yeah, stepping stones.
You can't skip it. Hmm. All right. Well, there you go. So I don't know if anybody will play it, but will do that. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. I've always said that ads are bad because it gets pervasive. Because once the ad tiers come out, the regular price of non-ad tiers goes up. Right? Netflix is famous for this. Hulu's famous for this. I
Hulu's the
just,
worst.
from my perspective, because I don't pay for the ad tiers, I pay for I'm a subscriber. Um, it just skyrockets. So I don't know. To me, it's just, well, if you want to pay less, you can do one of our ad tiers. And it's like, well, I don't want to do less. I want ad free at a good price. So to me, while this, I can see how they are selling it like, oh, it's good, it's good, it's good. For me as a consumer, I see it as this is once they do it, it's going to be step one of ad tier streaming, ad tiers, ad free tiers. Sorry, ad free tiers going more expensive, maybe up to $20 a month because games aren't cheap. But yeah, and Sappho says, yeah, I went back to vanilla YouTube and damn near lost my mind. Wow.
Y'all thought I was kidding.
Wow, yeah. I got to tell you, if I watch Netflix with an ad, like, what makes me so mad is when I'm on YouTube and I'm swiping stuff and it accidentally skips the video I'm on, and I go back, and so I'm watching an ad and I can't go back until that ad is over, and I go back to my previous video and it loads another set of ads. It pisses me off to no end, man. I just stopped watching YouTube. Like, I feel that's why YouTube is losing a lot of people to TikTok, because at least on TikTok you can still skip the ads for now. So we'll see how it's going over there. Yeah. So let's move on to the next topic. So here we go. This one is coming from the Meta website. This is a Meta news blog. Xbox Cloud Gaming Beta is here. It's a huge day for VR as massive new players have entered the game. That's right. The Xbox Cloud Gaming Beta app is now available on MetaQuest. Now, anybody with a MetaQuest 2, 3, or Pro headset with the latest software update and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate membership and supported controller and high-speed internet connection. Wow. Hold on, let me read that again. Anyone with a MetaQuest 2, 3, or Pro and the latest software update and an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate membership and a supported controller and a high-speed internet connection can download the Xbox Cloud Gaming Beta app from the MetaQuest store and stream hundreds of high-quality games like Starfield and Forza Motorsport on a massive virtual 2D display. No console or TV required. Said again, for the people in the back, you do not need an Xbox to stream hundreds of games with Xbox Cloud Gaming. From Amnesia to Zombie Army 4, Dead War, hundreds of titles in between, and new ones being added all the time. There's something for every gamer, from casual and cozy to core. At home or on the go, there's one of the best ways to experience Xbox Game Pass. Skip the install and jump into your favorite games with friends right away. Play virtually anywhere from your room or whoever might be traveling for the holidays. So let's see. And you can do kind of, what do you call it? That AR on Quest 3 or Pros pass-through. And the controllers that work are Xbox controller, PlayStation 4 controllers, Nintendo Switch Pro controllers, and PlayStation 5 controllers will be added later. So, yeah, let's take a look at what it looks like. Hold on a second. Let me share this screen. And again, this is coming from the official Quest website. So, this is what it looks like. They're using a Quest 3, of course, so you can see your controller and your actual hands. But there he is playing Halo. And yeah. So do any of you have the Quest headset?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh.
Not
Are you
yet.
getting it for Christmas?
Remember, I was given the okay for it. So we'll
That's
see
right,
if
you
it
were.
comes in.
I heard it. I heard it live.
Yep.
We got it recorded. So yeah, so I actually do have Quest gaming headset, as I do love my Quest. And I tried this app, and it works just like it works on your phone, much bigger, of course. It works just like it does on your TV. The lag is about the same. I was actually expecting more lag because now it's going through another system, but there wasn't a lot of lag. You get put into like this Xbox room. I guess you could call it an Xbox room. You can move around in the room and the screen moves with you. But it's kind of neat. Let me see if I can find someone streaming it. No, they're all just news clips. Here we go. Let's go to we're going to a YouTube channel called Keep It Civil. So shout out to Keep It Civil for providing this footage. And here he is showing the footage of what it looks like. And yeah, when you move your head, of course, everything moves. The one thing that threw me off is that I wanted to turn my head to move my character when I was playing first-person games. So when I was playing Starfield in first person, I wanted to turn my head. When I was playing, what other game was it? Halo, I wanted to turn my head. It's hard to get out of that VR mode. So it does take some adjustment, but it is cool. It does work, and it worked a lot better than I thought it would. So yeah, that is a fantastic ad for those of you that have a Quest set who want to play your Xbox games on a big, and I'm talking big screen. This guy's not even doing it justice here with the black bars. He needs to fix his aspect ratio. It is just massive how big this screen could. It takes up the whole front. You can make it take up more about I'm gonna say about 120 degrees worth of space on your vision. So you want to turn your head to turn, but all you do is turn your head and it shows, the room that you're in. So maybe first-person games are not great for this, but it does make you wish that some of these games had VR mode. Like Starfield in VR would be awesome. Cannot wait for that mod to come out. So yeah, definitely worth trying and checking out if you have it.
You know what I did way back when, a few years back, at Halo Outpost Discovery?
Yeah?
I played Halo in VR,
Mm.
but it wasn't VR, but it was.
So it was like just a 2D.
No. In a 3-dimensional space, wirelessly with laptops attached to our backs, with telemetrics.
Okay.
So we actually played on a real square floor that had nothing there, but in our eyes we saw walls and everything with the VR headsets on. So I could see it happening at some point in time. This is just one step.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I feel that some games could benefit from the VR experience, and Xbox officially teaming up with Meta to make it the official VR partner of Xbox or whatever. For me, that would be a win, as their headset is incredibly affordable, certainly more affordable than the PS6, or sorry, the VR2 from PlayStation. So, and a lot of the VR needs something to do the heavy lifting, and if they can make the heavy lifting come from the cloud, that would be a W in my opinion. Don't you think so, Terry?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I suppose. I mean, I don't know. I don't know much really about the stuff. I haven't used it. I haven't tried it. But I mean, I am intrigued by the the Meta Quest. Like, I think it's cool. I've seen some stuff of what people have been doing with it, and now that you can have Xbox stuff on there, just makes it more intriguing. But what they all do with it is only time will tell. I'm kind of. It's not something I can afford to be investing money in right now, so I'm not interested in it. But I guess if they start putting more stuff on it to where I can get more use out of it, then it would become something that I would probably invest in. But right now, I mean, if I want to play my Xbox games, I'm just going to play my Xbox. I don't need to spend money on another device to play the exact same games. Especially since I don't travel, I have no use for it.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely a different experience. Like, if you haven't put on a Quest headset and you haven't immersed yourself, the immersion level is out of this world. I think it's what the real draw to VR is. It's just like the immersion level is so massive. It's day and night. But yeah, if they could do because I know Flight Simulator has an official VR support. If you could do Flight Simulator in VR with the cloud doing the heavy lifting, that would be a W in my book. So I think this could be a first step, but we'll see where it goes completely after a while. So yeah, and again, shout out one more time to Keep It Civil on YouTube for providing that footage. Appreciate it. So yeah, credit where credit is due, guys. Let's check in with the chat. Sappho says, I'm interested in the Quest 2. Buy the Quest 3. I know the Quest 2 is a good price and it's still a supported device, but trust me, buy the Quest 3. Trust. Yeah. Dreadpool is going for the highest version available. So you're going for the $600 Quest 3?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
I mean, more space,
What's that
more
overtime,
memory.
buddy?
Oh, well, it'll be like another year or two when the 4 comes out. And then I'll be going for that one. Eventually, I'll get one. Web Dave, what's up, brother?
Yeah. Let's see. Sappho says, because it's cheap and an easy way to try VR without breaking the bank. Hey, that is true. And let me tell you, man, I love my Quest 2. So I'm very happy that my wife bought it for me for Christmas. Let's see. Full Xbox Game Pass, non-cloud Meta Quest 4. Ooh. And this is what I was talking about, Jacob Novik. Yeah, if Meta becomes the official VR partner of Xbox, that would be something, and it would be something like if Meta is responsible for porting these games over to work on their software, that'd be something in VR. That I think that would be awesome.
Oh, I just heard from the grapevine. Phil Spencer.
Yeah.
Is telling. Oh, no way. Phil Spencer just told Rare that they have to make games for Meta now. Oh, wow. Look at that. Just like they used to do for Connect. Wouldn't that be funny?
Wow. That would be something. I think Sea of Thieves and Meta would cause a lot of motion sickness because that ocean.
I didn't say Sea of Thieves. They're Connect Sports and all that. Now it'd be Meta Sports.
I feel like Meta could be the next immersion. Connect was supposed to be you are the controller, blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
And I love my Connect. I don't care what anybody says. I think Connect was severely hated on for no reason. I loved it.
If they didn't force it on you, it would have been fine.
I don't care, man. You gotta get with the future, man. All right, let's see. If you'll wonder, my profile pic is red, made with AI. Red equals X-Blade. Ooh, okay. Going with that blade. And shout out to Web Dave. Thank you so much for joining us, Web Dave. You are the real MVP. We appreciate you. Let's see. And Jacob, imagine to sit in a Forza Motorsport car in VR. Yeah. GT7 supports VR. What isn't Forza? Come on.
I was thinking Flight Simulator.
Yeah, Flight Simulator would be best. Probably small platformers and sports. Yeah, there you go. So 4GQ TV is with you there, Dread.
He's backing me up.
That's right.
Backing me up.
That's right. And shout out to the Game Complainers. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. You are the real MVP. Let's see. And let's move on to our next bit of Game Pass announcement. And this is kind of I guess it could be a sad one for those of you who only buy games through subscription or play games through subscription, I guess is the word. So Larian confirms that Baldur's Gate 3 isn't coming to Xbox Game Pass. Quote, we made a big game, so I think there's a fair price to be paid for that, and I think that is okay. So there you go. Baldur's Gate 3. For those of you who think that Baldur's Gate 3 is coming to Game Pass, it's not. Now, Baldur's Gate 3, of course, just launched, what is it, the 8th on Xbox. It is the #1 selling game on Xbox right now. And so he thinks, Vinky? I don't know how to say that. Let's see. It would be Vince. So it's Vink. I don't know. Vink says that he believes there's a fair price to be paid for the colossal scope of Baldur's Gate 3 and noted that you get what you pay for since it doesn't have any microtransactions. And he says that it's the chosen business model is what it allows us to continue making other games. So, yeah, those are the highlights. And from the get-go, they always said that it wasn't going to be on Game Pass. It's not going to be a Game Pass. We made a big game, so I think there's a fair price to be paid for that. And I think that is okay. We don't charge you any microtransactions on top of it, so you get what you pay for up front. It's a big, meaty game. So I think that I think that should be able to exist as it is. That is what allows us to continue making other games. Now, yours truly went to go look at other games from Larian if they had ever been on Game Pass. And no, none of them have ever been on Game Pass. So Baldur's Gate 3 is not only not coming to Game Pass, none of their titles have been on Game Pass, even their older titles. I don't see this as a negative on my end, but let's hear what Terri has to say. Terri, are you sad that you won't play Baldur's Gate 3 on Game Pass?
No, because I was gonna buy it anyway. So
are you playing it on Xbox or on PC?
Xbox. I'll be playing on Xbox because my main friend that I play with is Xbox exclusively. So things that I play with him, I have to make sure I do on Xbox. So I already had planned to purchase this game before people even started talking about possibilities for Game Pass. Like it was like, I love their games. I'm going to buy it. You know what I mean? So Game Pass would have been nice, but it doesn't matter because I'm gonna play it either way. Yeah, I don't see it as a bad thing. Not everything needs to be on Game Pass. I mean, it's nice when it is, but again, not everything has to be there. So I'm okay with it.
All right. Well, there you go. Terry is A-okay with no Baldur's Gate on her Game Pass. Dreadpool, you're a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber. Would be nice to play Baldur's Gate on the cloud.
It would be nice. But it happens. Not everything has to be in the cloud. Not everything has to be on Xbox for that portion, or Game Pass technically. However, as big as the game is that they're talking about, there could be a possibility that they want some more of that cash. So maybe the bags, it just depends. If the bags are enough, they'll go for it. If they're not enough, then why would you? So,
oh yeah, if
maybe
Phil Moneybag Spencer drops in, pulls up with a dump truck of money.
Yep. Scrooge McDuck has to give up that lucky dime, and if that's going to happen,
Scrooge McSpencer.
I wasn't calling Phil Spencer Scrooge McDuck. I was talking about one of the other Moneybag watchers. Phil doesn't have all the say on it. You know that, right?
That's right. I do know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, keep going. Sorry to get off topic, Dread.
No.
This coming to Game Pass or not? Are you happy or sad about that?
I'm indifferent. I mean, if I'm going to play it right now, I'm not going to play it, and it's nothing against the game. It's none of that stuff. It's just the fact that there's too many games. Went from no games to too many games.
Yeah, Q4 does that to us every year. Yeah,
and that's the problem. Is as big as these games are, I want to be able to put the time in there, and the investment of time for me, not just theirs, for me is a big deal. So, like I said, I'm indifferent. It's not going to hurt me, but I eventually one day I will sit down and enjoy the beauty that they made.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3, of course, being one of the best. Well, I mean, it's the game of the year. It is the best game of the year, both in Metacritic rating or OpenCritic rating, and in awards right now. So it is the most awarded game this year. So it is definitely the game of the year right now. Let's check in with the chat. Let's see. Doggy Dog says, I never thought they'd put this on Game Pass. Ava, that's fine. They're only saying that because they won the Game of the Year. Game of the Year, why put it on Game Pass? Doggy Dog says, I wouldn't play it even if it was on Game Pass. Oh. The Game Complainer says, Baldur's Gate 3 has a 2-hour trial of the full game on PlayStation Network, but never coming to Game Pass? Weird. What? They have a 2-hour... I don't know a 2-hour trial. I might have to fire up that PS5. Let's see. But let's face it. We've all bought a game only to see it drop into Game Pass. Although perhaps not all of us, but it happened to me. It happens to me all the time, and I don't ever get butthurt about it because I'm okay buying games. It doesn't. If it comes to Game Pass, it's just another benefit. Now I get to play it on cloud.
I haven't had that happen, but I have bought a game and then like a week later it goes on sale.
I literally had to go on Game Pass the next day after I bought it.
That's why I don't buy games in October, because by November, Black Friday, everything goes on sale. Although this year, Black Friday was a bust.
Yeah, Black Friday sales were not good. I bought a lot of games, but I feel that last year was much better.
Well, this always happens to me in the summertime.
Especially games
I don't really buy too many games in the fall.
Wolfenstein, those games, every time they release, August, October, and all of a sudden it's like a month later, boom, $20. It's no, don't want to do that.
There you go. Let me see. Console games. Let me search here. So Splendiferous says, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. What about Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 are on Game Pass, aren't they? That's my Splendiferous voice, everybody. Let's see.
No.
They are not on a console. Are they on PC Game Pass?
be
Battle,
PC.
battle. Nope, no Baldur's Gate. But even if they are, as my buddy Doggy Dog says Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 are a different developer, I believe. That's right. So we're talking Larian, and none of Larian's games have been on Game Pass. So yeah, so far nothing from Larian. By the way, I love Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. Is one of my favorite ones. I still love that game.
You know what games I have right now sitting on my desk right here in my hand now, literally. Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition / Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition for the Xbox One on disc.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, and
That
I got to
is pretty
thank the Game
awesome.
Complainers. He sent this to me.
The Game Complainer sent you games and didn't send me any? Dang, I see the favoritism. I
won something, so that was. I didn't like anything else
won,
he had.
I won the Dead Space, so shout out. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
He had all these games that I could choose from, and I didn't like any of them, or already had them. So he went around. He's like, "All right, just for you. What about over here?" So then when I saw that, I said, "Is that cool?" He's like, "For you, you got it," and he shipped it to me. So
that's
I gotta
cool.
thank
Wow,
him.
what a guy! What a guy!
I actually rented the enhanced edition because I wanted to test it before my friend and I bought it on Xbox.
Mhm.
And yeah, the controls were so janky I couldn't even play it. So I sent it back and I told my friend not to buy it. I just couldn't do it. So
Baldur's Gate?
Yeah, 1 and 2. I just couldn't. No, I hated the way that they had it set up. Like I just was like, it was complicated.
That's how it used to be, though.
It was overly complicated. I couldn't figure out how to leave a room. I was like, come on. So yeah, I was like, yeah.
That's why I love when they do remakes of those older games to get rid of those old tank controls. And
they kept them, man. Like I played it on a Series X.
Well, it's just an enhanced edition. They didn't remake it. They just pushed it back out.
Yeah, like I played it on the Series X, and I was like, I can't figure this game out, and like I have to hold my buddy's hand when we play games. I'm like, no, this is gonna be a migraine if I have to try to explain to him how to move his character like constantly. No, so hard pass.
Hard pass.
I didn't do that.
All right, well there you go. Hard pass for Terri on Baldur's Gate. You know, she might be more action oriented, like Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance.
No, I like Divinity Original Sin and all them. So I'm looking forward to 3 because it plays similar to Divinity Original Sin. So
have you played Dark Alliance 1 and 2?
Yes, I have. I have played Dark Alliance. That's like an action. So yeah, this would be fine. But yeah, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. No, no. I don't have the patience for that. It's like when I went back to play the original Tomb Raider. I can't. You can't go back to that stuff, man.
I loaded up the OG Tomb Raider on my Saturn, and I was like, what was I thinking?
Couldn't play it. I could not play. I'm like, I was able to play those games just fine as a kid. Going back as an adult, I couldn't even jump across the first thing. The first obstacle, couldn't jump across the thing. Couldn't even start the dang game. I was like, nope, can't do it.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's keep it going. Let's see. Dog says, yes, Sappho, that happened to me plenty of times. Jacob Novik says, I don't get why some people apparently hate the fact that Baldur's Gate 3 won't be on Game Pass. It's the #1 paid game on Xbox. Yeah. I don't think anybody I know of has a big issue with it. It's just that, you know, some people like my nephew.
The idea of free stuff.
Well, like my nephew, right? He doesn't ask for games anymore. He asks for Game Pass. For your birthday, what do you want? Game Pass. For Christmas, what do you want? Game Pass. He doesn't want a game. He wants games.
He's smart. That's why.
Yeah. So for him, he'll never. So I think it feeds into that everybody's moving over to subscription services. So maybe to them it's a bummer because they'd rather pay the $20 a month for all these games instead of splurging $60, $70 for one. Like to them, it's just the fact that it's not coming to Game Pass. Maybe it's a bummer for them. And you know, there was an article not too long ago that said that young folks, are playing, are asking for subs more than games now, which is probably why Black Friday was weak this year. Is because gaming. While we still game, we're the minority older people that game. Most people don't game when it's like this. Hold on, guys. I got to send a text message to my beautiful wife.
Yeah. See, for me, it's funny because, my daughter is on that same page of I just want the games versus I just want that game. She wants access to whatever, and I see it. I'm and I understand it too. We're so some of us are so in tune on having physical copies versus the digital copies. And if you can just, I don't know, think about it. You guys rented from Blockbuster. You
Heck
guys
yeah, I did.
right? You guys rented from the Red Box when they used to have games.
No, I didn't.
I never did.
No?
But
Oh, I did.
Blockbuster, heck yeah, I did.
But either way, wouldn't it have been great to have a unlimited access to Blockbuster, like that subscription?
They did that. I worked at Blockbuster. They did that, and they had a unlimited game renting service for like $22 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I never jumped in on that one, but
yeah,
still,
I forget what it was called. It might have. What was it called? Whatever it was. Point is, they did have it, and I remember there was a guy that would rent a different game every single day. He would walk in and rent one every single day.
We also got to keep in mind, though, we also, the younger people, they're the ones that, will spend over $1,000 a year just on V-Bucks. So, I mean, they're not looking to buy individual games. They're happy with their microtransactions. What new cosmetic thing can I get in Fortnite?
yeah, but you're not buying the game.
I know. You don't have to buy the game. They're buying everything else that goes in the game.
Yep, that's how they make more money.
And they spend a lot more money doing that than they would just buying a game.
And then you look at Call of Duty, you buy the game, and then you're spending more money on the cosmetics.
Yeah. Let's see. This week's sale is actually pretty good on Xbox. I'll have to check it out. Black Friday was weak this year. Best deals have been in the past week or so. Yeah, they had an Xbox Series S bundle at Walmart for $138. Dang, that's a heck of a deal.
Is that the white one or the black one?
I think it's the white one. There's no way it's the black one. The game
It's the black
complainer says
one.
it was
I
Dead
saw the
Space. What
ad.
did I say? I said Dead Space, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
Dead
said
Space.
Dead
Yeah, thank you. Shout out to the game complainers. Appreciate you. Oh, there's those YouTube ads that I'm not skipping that I got.
That's why I pay for premium.
Yeah. And this gameplay is brought to us by Loopy Long Plays, by the way, guys. Loopy Long Plays. Let's see. Dan, the man Cunningham, I just like saying that name, says, I love Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. Yes. Me too.
Yes.
Me too. I have so many good memories. Let's see. And then he comes on our show, Axel, to brag about it. I'm not sure what you're talking about here, Split Difference. You'll have to tell me. Let's see. Dread got Evil Dead and Baldur's Gate from me at Dread. That Baldur's Gate copy you are holding used to be Fred's. Who's Fred?
Fred is one of the guys that filled in for Frank. And he's now a permanent member on the Game Complainers podcast.
Fred, you took Fred's copy?
No.
You shamelessly took Fred's copy?
Fred gave it away.
You
Fred
guilted
willingly
Fred into
gave
giving you
it
the
away.
copy?
I didn't guilt nobody nothing.
Look, he watched YouTube on how that game was, and he's like, "Yeah, no, man, I ain't doing it." He's like, "I'll give it to Dread."
I'll give it to Dread. Dread. Give it to Dread. Dread will play anything.
That's true.
Let's see. The Game Complainer says more giveaways on our Christmas show, Dreadpool and Axel. Hey, and yeah, the Game Complainers, if you're a night owl, is on pretty late. I think I won the game at like midnight, and I was like, "All right, guys, thank you so much for the game, but I got to get some rest." So yeah,
Yeah,
well,
he won
time,
it.
of course.
He won it and split it.
Yeah, I did. That's right. I did it shamelessly. Sith Lord says, "Hey, Dreadpool, happy holidays! Thank you so much for joining us, Sith Lord. You are the real MVP." Let's see, and shout out to Mo de la Garza. Buy the game. He says, "I've never seen Mo de la Garza here. Thank you so much for joining us, Mo. We appreciate you. You are the real MVP." And let's see. Oh, and Fred traded it into my store. Oh, okay. So he got rid of it. Okay. Yeah, okay. Now
See,
that
I
makes
told
more
you.
sense.
Uh-huh.
And Jason Max comes out. Just remember, Xbox is #1. They sure are. They sure are. All right. And that's going to do it for the Game Pass topics of the morning here early in the morning. And let me stop this, move this over, move stuff over. All right. And we're going to talk some sad, depressing news. But before we do, Terry, we had a poll.
We had a poll. Where are you playing Baldur's Gate 3? 58% Xbox, 16% waiting for Game Pass. You're waiting for eternity. And then 16% never, and 8% on PC.
There you go. I personally am going to play it on PC. Sorry, Xbox. I just feel that this would be more appropriate on PC.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing against the Xbox version, but I feel that PC games deserve to be played on PC. Just saying. All right, so let's talk, as I said, a bit about some sad gaming news here, if you will. Maybe some sad gaming news. We'll see. But if you haven't heard, you're about to hear Fntastic has shut down. And this is the studio that was launching the much anticipated zombie MMO the day before, I think is what it was called, right, guys? Correct me if I'm wrong. The day before?
Mm-hmm.
Day before.
Yeah. So Fntastic is shutting down now. And this is a story by Ash Parrish. So shout out to Ash Parrish on TheVerge.com. So they say the day before, an open world zombie survival MMO experienced a dramatic series of events resulting in the developer closing down 4 days after the game's launch. After a much hyped trailer back in 2021, the day before became one of Steam's most wishlisted games. And after a couple of delays, it launched in early access in December 7th. Initial reviews were not great, though billed as a survival MMO. Players remarked that it was more like an extraction shooter, but with mediocre loot. Players team up with mere sparse enemies to shoot, were even more sparse. And there were numerous complaints about bugs, crashes, and severe issues. On launch day, Fntastic, the game's developer, posted on X that the game's North American servers were working but failing too quickly. The next day, Fntastic wrote that it was working on a huge update that would implement fixes before the radio silence for 3 days as negative reviews piled up. However, it doesn't seem to like that fix ever went through because on December 11th, developers posted on X that the day before was a financial failure, and as a result, Fntastic would be closing down.
Hey, Axel?
Yeah.
Don't mean to correct you, but I need to correct you. I believe it's pronounced fantastic.
Yeah.
Fntastic.
they just dropped the A and try to be creative, man. That's it.
Look. All right. Triple, I'm going to type a word in here, and you tell me how you read it, okay?
Oh, how dare you. Read between the lines. I see how it is.
All right, hold on. I don't even know if I spelled it right, but tell me how you would read this word. Here we go. How would you read this word?
Pterodactyl.
That's pterodactyl. Okay?
Oh, he says paphone too. Or
That's right.
Paphone.
Pahone. It's a pahone, okay?
Okay.
How would you read this word?
You know that Spanish influence, man. He can't handle it.
That's a pahone, okay? Well, hold on. One of my favorite ones here. Hold on. What about this word, right? How phonetically sound this word out?
That's a knife.
That's a knife, right?
According to Axel, that's a knife.
That's right. So this word is Fntastic, okay? And one of my favorite words, how would you pronounce this, Dreadpool? Because I've heard it pronounced 2 ways. How would you pronounce it, Dreadpool?
NVIDIA.
How would you pronounce it, Terry?
NVIDIA.
See? And I've heard people pronounce it NVIDIA.
Yeah.
So,
I don't understand how you can say NVIDIA when it's NVIDIA.
I've always pronounced it NVIDIA. but a lot of sorry, NVIDIA.
I mean, but to
And
be
I
fair,
had never heard anybody pronounce it NVIDIA. I'm like, where is the NA coming from?
To be fair, though, as Americans, we do mispronounce certain brand names. You know, I'm just putting that out there. Like this
Yes.
one, this
I
one
did-
here,
it's
super
Adidas.
pronounced by Americans.
That's right. And again, this is one of my favorite ones. It's pterodactyl.
So is that Asus or Asus?
It's supposed to be a
this
Asus.
one, I know this one. It's Asus.
It's Asus,
Yeah,
but
but I like
Americans
Asus.
say Asus. Yeah, like
Asus is a much cooler word, but Asus
we
is
say
better.
it
And Dan the
wrong.
Man Cunningham, thank you so much for joining me. He says, you keep doing you, asshole. Hey, you know what, Dan the Man? You are the super MVP today. Thank you. Oh, there you go. What about this word here?
Pseudo.
It even has an apostrophe.
Yeah.
It's pseudo.
Pseudo sounds like pasta, man. Like I had some pseudo for dinner. It was great with some white wine.
With some white wine.
Was it spaghetti?
Spaghetti.
No, how do the kids accidentally say it? They say it the wrong way.
Spaghetti.
Not spaghetti.
Spaghetti. They say spaghetti. Spuzgetti. They say spuzgetti.
No, spaghetti. I don't know.
Anyway,
when I hear it the wrong way, then I'll know. But it's like, how do you say it the wrong way when you know how to say it the right way? It's so hard to.
Right. So this guy goes, the game complainer says, I heard one guy call it Nevada instead of Nvidio and Nvidio. Oh my God. Here you go. Let's see. Jacob Noble goes, oh Jesus. Kizongozungo? What is that? I've never heard. Yeah, Puzgetti. That's how they say it. Puzgetti.
Puzgetti. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. All right.
Puzgetti.
So Dreadpool, you wouldn't pronounce this one Spider, would you? No, it's S-Spider. Spider.
It's S-Spider? I don't think so.
S-Spider in Spanish is S-Spider.
S-Spider.
That's spider. Spider with the S being pronounced. It's spider. You don't say spider.
You enunciate.
You don't say pider, do you? That's a pider.
How about this one? How do you pronounce that one?
Which one? Wait, let me see. Oh, Estrada?
Estrada.
That's right.
I'm telling you how to pronounce
Nissan, not Nissan. Okay, let's get back to the article, guys. Hey, shout out to Happy Cloud Gamer. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP, and hope you have a good day. Thank you so much. I didn't see you drop in. Sorry, we got sidetracked with Dreadpool trying to pronounce my pronunciation of Fntastic. All right, it's 3 consonants in a row. 3, not even 2. We're just talking about these are all 2 consonants in a row words. Okay, this is 3.
You're just lucky they didn't make it French because like half of it would be silent. So.
Oh man, then you would get rid of the T's, wouldn't you? It'd be like Fntastic.
they literally will put like 10 consonants in there, and they're all silent.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's read the tweet. So the tweet read, we announced the closure of Fntastic Studio. The message read, Fntastic acknowledged that the players were unhappy with how the days before turned out. We apologize if we did not meet your expectations. We did everything within our power, but unfortunately we miscalculated our capabilities. One freaking refrain in Steam reviews was that the game was a scam with players theorizing. Fntastic took early access money, produced a low-quality asset flip, and was not closing down to pocket the funds. In its message, Fntastic pushed back against this narrative, saying that it took no money from pre-orders or crowdfunding or any money it had received had been used to pay debts. Additionally, the game's publisher, New Zealand-based, Maitona, posted that it was working with Steam to ensure players could receive refunds. And again, they said that they didn't take people's monies, but that's literally what early access is. Just saying. The day before's page is still up on Steam, though you can no longer purchase the game. So there you go. So kind of sad, but was this one kind of deserved? A lot of people feel that the day before deserved this. Oh, There we go. The day before, this is the Steam page, that it deserved this this hate. Terry, what do you think? Are you sad about this, or do you feel like the studio basically dug its own grave?
Yeah, it dug its own grave. You know, I mean, it's incredibly difficult and time consuming to make a game. I get that, and most indie devs are just 1 to 3 people, and they have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars out of pocket to make it. You know, and if you're lucky, you'll get crowdfunding to help out, but like that's not until way later in development to where you actually have something to show to get the crowdfunding. So you've already invested thousands, you know. So it's rough. So I can get that they, ran out of money. That's probably why, and then I think they were still developing this through COVID. So yeah, everything is just bad. It's it happens. It's unfortunate, but yeah, they didn't deliver and they made a lot of bad decisions, and they're that's that. So it just sucks that they should have known the problem. They clearly knew these problems and still launched the game, which is upsetting. They should have just canceled it, and not even launched it. That's the effed up part is, they should have just canceled it and been like, you don't launch the game and say it's a financial failure 4 days later. Don't even launch it. Just cancel it. It's like it's dead in the water. Okay. We, regret to inform the fans that we're looking forward to this game, that it's no longer going to happen. And we had to cancel the project. And, if anybody did any pre-orders or anything, we will refund you, yada, yada, yada. And that's that. But no, they launched it and then they just made things worse. Don't do that.
Yeah, I feel that maybe, if you promise, you got to deliver. Gamers are we're very greedy. And if you show us something and you under-deliver, we're going to let you know. Just flat out, we will. Right? And I mean, look at all these high-res things. I mean, they were shooting to the moon. Now, some of the character models might not have been great, but they weren't bad. They weren't bad at all. And shout out to Back from the Dead. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. We appreciate you. And was that game ever real? Well, a part of it was real. Dreadpool, do you think Fntastic deserve? Do you feel sad about it? Are you saddened by it? Do you think they deserved it? All the hate they got. Do you think gamers were like, well, it's early access, we should have had more patience?
Screw them. The funny thing is they actually had a track record with these smaller games. So I can't, it's hard to say that it would be a money grab, but they did promise you stuff that they didn't deliver. It was a bait and switch on the gameplay that they said it was going to be. So they probably bit off more than they could chew. And unfortunately, towards the end, shutting down after taking people's money, and then they're saying we're going to pay back the investors, and then they're saying, well, we never took anybody's money. So towards the end, they seemed very shady. So I hate to see stuff like this happen because there's a lot of people that were, busted their butt to make this look good. I'm surprised they didn't try to sell, that hot tub scene and sell it to Twitch.
There you go.
I mean, they could have funded them for a while if they changed out those male characters. I'm just saying. But yeah, I'm
get on that Twitch meta.
There you go. Right. So I think, again, when it comes to stuff like this, this is why I don't want to get too excited over a game until it comes out and we play it, because hype levels go up. Games are expected to be more than they actually are. But this game here just still wasn't what it seems like it could have been, and it's a shame. Maybe they had more time, maybe they just probably were not well prepared for a game like this, and that's the problem. When you buy too much more than you can chew, and this will take you down.
I've been watching this gameplay since you started talking, and nothing has happened.
Yeah, I wanted to
boring.
say that them saying that the enemies were sparse is them being generous because it's been non-existent. You've been
Yeah,
watching
that's
like
just-
a
that's
couple
boring.
minutes of footage, and not a single thing has shown up.
Yeah, even Starfield has more action than this, right,
I
Terry?
was gonna say, Division has birds flying, rats, dogs. Oh, look, there's an enemy there.
One enemy.
An enemy.
An
Anemone? How do you say that? Anemone?
Enemy. An enemy. Yes.
How do you spell it?
I don't know how to spell it. What makes you think? I went to college for math and science, not spelling and grammar. I'm good with numbers. But yeah, I don't know, man. To me, I hate to see studios shut down. As you know, someone who loves games, I think the more game studios we have, the better we eat as gamers, right? Because you never know when you're gonna find just that diamond in the rough. You know that what is it? Diamond in the what's that word I'm looking for here, Terry?
Rough.
Rough? Yeah, the diamond in the rough.
Rough?
And you know,
Rope?
you never know how nobody will sell it. But I mean, I saw the trailer. Does this look like the trailer? Not really. I mean, there's
Just
barely
looks like
anything to
Division.
do.
It honestly looks like Division if you took everything, like all of the
fun
NPCs
away.
out. If you took the NPCs out, this literally just looks like Division.
Wow. Like, I understand the game is in early access, so maybe they just need to start loading more bad guys in and stuff like that now.
But it went live.
Yeah. No, well, it went live into early access. Right. So yeah, that's just how that went. And Mo de la Garza comes in. He says, "Hype the game, sell the game, launch the game, and undeveloped product, avoid the lawsuit." Yeah, I agree. And who was it here that had something good to say? Sappho says they even changed the baby of their studio to avoid paying their bills, but at least it launched, unlike Factions.
Oh,
Pacha. Gotta love those backhanded.
I don't know about you guys. Any of you guys want him to like lean over to the car and slam the door shut as they walk past it?
No.
It just shows that I've played too much Division.
I see. Let's see. And shout out to Back from the Dead, who is listening to us while he's working. Hey, have a good day delivering, and as always, drive safe and focus on the road. So if you're looking in the background back, hey, we appreciate you. You are the real MVP. Dan the Man Cunningham says, "That's mean spirited, Dread." And Dread says, "Sending prayers, thoughts and prayers." That's right. That's all I can afford in this economy. Thoughts and prayers. Yeah, I think it's sad, but it is what it is, right? Unfortunately for them, they just didn't come through. You got to deliver. You promise them a survival MMO, you got to deliver a survival MMO, right? So yeah. Terry, we had a poll about this studio shutting down. How do Dread is heartless. How heartless is the chat?
All right. So are you sad that Fntastic has shut down? 62% no. They deserved it. 37% said yes. What? 37% of you are sad? I guess they bought this game and they were eagerly anticipating it. You should be sad then. It's not happening. All right, and then that pretty much ended the poll. No one was undecided.
No, everybody was either yes or no.
Yep.
There are no in betweens. Do or do not. There is no anything else. All right, so another shutdown that happened this week. Lots of shutdowns this week. Is one that I'm actually really sad about. Is E3 is officially over forever. Again, this is coming through us via The Verge by Ash Parrish. In an interview with the Washington Post, ESA, the electronic they're the ones who rate the games. The ESA CEO Stanley Pierre Lewis confirms E3, once the biggest video game trade show in the world, is gone and never coming back. So sad. E3 is dead for good. Now, I don't think I need to read any of this. I'm just going to say what I'm going to say. So E3 we all called it Gamers Christmas because that's when all the future of the industry was revealed. So you made me lose my train of thought here, Dreadpool.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. E3 was once the biggest trade show. It was called the Gamers Christmas. It was the biggest trade show in the world. If you wanted to know anything about video games in the future, you showed up to E3 because the big three would be there. All the indies would be there. Everybody, the new hardware would be revealed at E3. I mean, it was this massive event. And then Nintendo pulled out and started doing their Nintendo Directs. And then PlayStation pulled out, started doing their state of plays. Xbox was the only one who was really ever there anymore. And and then Jeff Keighley started doing his Summer Games Fest stuff, taking more fire out of E3. And then COVID hit, and for somewhere like E3, where it has always depended on people showing up to show off products, it went all digital, and it didn't transition to digital all that well. And now that COVID is over, the COVID lockdowns are over. It just has never materialized. People said that this last year, that there were entire wings of E3 that were just completely empty. No one was there, so forth and so on. And why do we need to go to E3 when we can just all do digital conferences? Reporters weren't showing up and all this stuff. And it just slowly but surely just was dying this slow death. And it's gone now. E3 is gone now. They said they're going to shut down now. E3, again, was put together by the ESA. It was incredibly expensive from what I hear. It was millions of dollars. So maybe that's why Nintendo pulled out, and that's why PlayStation pulled out. And the only one with the money to keep going was Microsoft Xbox. But E3 is dead, and I'm really sad because I really wanted to go to an E3. I started getting into hardcore new gaming news and stuff right around when COVID started. So I never really got a chance to go and see all my buddies at E3, but I did it was on my bucket list, and now that's never going to happen. So all we're left with now is Summer Game Fest with Jeff Keighley. So yeah, that's all we got now that E3's dead. There is no great North American expo anymore. I guess PAX, but it's PAX East, PAX West. Which PAX is it, right?
PAX South closed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even PAX.
I was going to go to that one.
Yeah. So maybe Comic-Con is going to take it over, but I would be a little perturbed if all the games started showing up at Comic-Con, which is already hard enough to get tickets to. So yeah. Terry, E3 shutting down. Are you sad about this one?
I'm so happy.
Like Dreadpool.
I've actually been calling for the demise of E3 for years. I'm so happy it died.
Wow.
Pre-COVID, I kept telling people that E3 was unnecessary and that these companies are wasting millions of dollars just so they could have their time slot to showcase their stuff at E3, and that money would be better invested in their games and their employees. So I'm happy it's gone. I got into arguments with people trying to get them to understand that you don't need E3 because they couldn't wrap their brains around the concept of just having them announce things on YouTube. You know what I mean? They're like, you can't do that. You have to do it at E3. They're like, you can't. They won't get the same viewership. I'm like, the people watching it on YouTube would still be watching it on YouTube. Mm-hmm. So but yeah, they couldn't. Oh my gosh, I'm happy they're gone. Good riddance. But it was like they were open to the public, and then then they weren't, and then they were, and then all of the industry people hated it because all the public was there, and it was making it harder for them to get their interviews and their testings and stuff in, and then the public, it was just like a crap show because the lines were long, of course, but also there were people doing a lot of stealing and stuff, and it was just like a huge flipping mess for people that were physically there. But most people literally would just watch it on YouTube or Twitch or wherever it was being live streamed. So like, if you already are getting most of your viewers online, why not just do it online? But and we're watching ads. Thank you. Oh, maybe not. It looked like an ad. It looked like an ad.
It's certainly not an ad. It's a
Okay.
video that Watch Mojo put together of all the greatest E3 moments.
Oh, okay. I was like, that looked like an
Yeah.
ad. Like, am I watching Christmas Carolers? Okay.
Yeah.
But it works. But E3 was good back in the day. You know, it was good. But I would say the last probably 10 years, it's been crap, and you know, it should have died way sooner. And that's one of the good things. You know, I don't want to say COVID was a good thing, but one of the good things from COVID is it killed E3. So I'm happy. But but you know, makes me happy.
Yeah.
They went and they would waste so much time. One of the things that really peeved me off about the last few E3s is they would waste time showcasing DLC that had already been released. Why are you showing us the latest DLC in like all these stupid like these PvP games? I can't remember the names of them because I don't play them, but like there's that one battle royale game that everybody likes, not Fortnite, the other one.
PUBG?
Not PUBG, the other one.
Apex Legends?
It kind of looks like Overwatch, but not Overwatch, but it's, I don't know what the stupid name of it is.
Valorant?
Valorant?
I don't know if it's Valorant. I don't know the name of it. But anyways, they kept showing every single year they would show all the DLCs for the game that had already been out for a few months. I'm like, why? Why? It's been out. Why are you at E3? You're not news. So it was things like that that just drove me nuts. EA was also notorious for doing that crap. They would just show stuff that had already come out. Like, why? Why are you showing things that have launched? Like, it made no dang sense, and it just really peeved me off that they would do that. And they all did that for like a long time, and they were just getting away with it. And people were like, "Yeah, E3, let's go watch that DLC we've been playing already." And they would do a lot of mobile games too. A lot of time spent on mobile games, which I get it. There are parts of the world where that is like the number one method of gaming.
Yes.
But come on, man. You know, this is like the biggest show in North America. North Americans aren't playing that much mobile games compared to, you know, Asia. So come on. So like save that for the Japanese show, okay? We don't want to see that. Yeah, no. So I hate E3. It went down the drain many years ago, and it finally, you know, choked out. Yeah. Good riddance.
Good riddance. All right. Now let's check in with the chat. Boom, 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 kaboom. Noof Nukem is in the room. Shout out to Noof. If you didn't watch his Gaming After Dark Christmas special yesterday, be sure to check it out. It was quite the episode. Quite the episode. Let's see. The Game Complainer says E3 was fantastic in the 90s. Yeah, it was. Splendiferous. Don't blame it on Dreadpool. You're the host, Axel. Pay attention. I'm trying to pay attention to everything. That's the problem. Let's see.
Yeah,
and Noof Nukem says, I will miss it. The Game Complainer says, we're just going to have to make our own summer event called E4. Lost Boomer says, call it Games for the Players. And let's see. And yeah, this is what I missed the most about it, Noof, is lots of new tech, future games, etc. Yes. And Gone Mad joins us. Shout out to Gone Mad. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. Let's see. PE3, physical fitness E3, post E3. Yes. Let's go with it. Let's see. Dreadpool, are you happy or sad that E3 has come to an end? The end of an era. Remember, it first started, I think, 1997 was its first year.
You know, I'm so happy that we actually had an E3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you thought I was going to go with coolcatterri on that one? No, I'm going with Axel on this one. Are you kidding me? That was our Super Bowl. That was like,
yeah, it was the Super Bowl.
You know what I mean? And that was the issues that coolcatterri has is the fault of those other publishers. But at the same time, they're still trying to get their name out there. You know, if you think about it, you know, they're putting money into all this. And unfortunately, forgot who said it, but somebody said it in the chat too. when they started doing their own shows, that's what really killed it. It wasn't
Yeah,
the
Noob
fact
said
that,
that. Yeah.
it wasn't the fact that they were pushing out the same content that they already showed pre E3. It was just the fact that, unfortunately, there was no centralized location, and unfortunately, when you have something like that between centralized location, centralized schedules, it throws it all out of whack, because you used to know, okay, on this day you were going to get this, on this next day you're going to get this other one, and then within those days, here's your hour breakdown between all these different companies, and there were the bigger companies that had the huge showcases, so when you're dealing with PC, you were dealing with a whole bunch of bigger companies when it came to PC, but they were all spread out, so we had Xbox for one day, PlayStation one day, Nintendo one day. So when it came to the consoles, we just had those 3 days, but then you broke it down to like who am I thinking of?
E3 also had the PC game showcase.
Right, the PC showcase, but you also had Asus had a showcase, Nvidia had a showcase.
Yeah, where they would show off their new cards and what they were capable of. Yeah,
right. AMD had a showcase. And on top of that, oh wait, who founded E3?
The ESA.
CES.
Said who?
CES.
You mean ESA?
No, CES.
Really?
Consumer Electronics Expo. That was the first one, and then it was spin-off as E3. So, and CES is still happening in January. It's like the first week of January. So that still goes on. Granted, here's the issue. The issue was they opened it up to the fans. Once they opened it up to the fans and had stuff online, and then everybody started breaking away, this is what happens. And again, without that central nervous system to control everything and everybody to keep schedules in line and in order, it was the Wild West at this point in time. And this is what we have now. No construct, and everything fell apart. They had to give it up. They had several different companies go in trying to reorganize it and trying to bring it back, and they just couldn't do it.
Yeah. So you're thinking that opening it up to the fans is the death of E3? I think the fact
no, that's not the death. That was the start.
The start. Okay, it was
Because
the first mistake.
That was the first mistake, opening it completely up. I can understand having a fan section, which I'm fine with, but when you look at it, where are all the companies that when they were there, it was all news people, right? All reporters, everybody and anybody that had some sort of reputation because they were there for business.
Right? I think that leaks also started killing E3. The hype was gone because you could get the entirety of everything that was going to be announced before E3.
But that's not E3's problem. You know whose problem that is? It's the leakers for ruining it for the fans.
Yeah.
Plus at the same time, if you think about it, we don't look into, I don't know, magazines to tell us, because they have to know a month in advance what's going on. So a lot of these things, they know well in advance, just like the games that they play well in advance. By the time they get to us, so we rely on that. And what's going on? Everybody's leaking things. It's going online. Everybody's sharing things. But when the companies pull away from the central, that's what really killed it. The leaks and all that were a helping hand. There were little nails in each coffin.
Right. I'm sad, as I said. But I think the problem with E3 was that it opened to fans too late for money reasons, right? Obviously, E3 is very expensive, all that good stuff, right? And I think the format could have been fixed, like media days and then fan day.
Yes.
Yeah. They could have had like 3 days dedicated to the media, and then okay, if you're a fan, come on Saturday. You know,
Right.
And that would be when all the demos would be open to the public, all that other stuff, and the media guys would, because I remember the media guys complaining that like, oh man, there's so many people there now. And you got to reserve super early, and sometimes you don't even get to sit for the show. You know, even though they already knew everything that was going on.
I think they started like that actually.
Yeah.
When they started letting fans in, they started like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They started complaining like that.
No. I'm saying they started like that, where the media was first, and then the fans came in afterwards.
I think they should have done it the other way around. They should have done the media days and then have a fan day. Like if you weren't press, if you didn't get a press pass, you weren't going. To certain days, and then like as you said, we could have had a Nintendo day, a Xbox day, a PlayStation day, maybe a PC day or a third party day, an independent day, something like that. E3 was savable. I just think they didn't want to. And this is the thing I love the most about E3 is that it was like for a whole week. It was nothing but gaming news. It was like news after news after news after news, conference after conference after conference. I mean, it is exactly like Mo de la Garza says here. Who else used to rush home to watch G4 to see the news live? Exactly. I did. I certainly did. And shout out to RWK88. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. And also Stephen Avery, he says, we don't need E3. We have Xbox Showcase. Shout out to Stephen Avery. You are also the real MVP. And again, as always, this footage is brought to you by Watch Mojo, who gathered all this footage for us. So be sure to check them out. CS Las Vegas. Yeah. Sappho thinks that social media killed E3. Internet was part of the nail in the coffin. I still think it was savable. I definitely don't like the idea of Summer's Game Fest. I think it's dumb. I don't like the way he's going about it. But for right now, it's all we have left, and we'll see what happens from there. Right, guys? So I am sad. So Terry is happy.
I'm so happy.
Dread is sad. Let me get rid of this here. Dread is sad. I am sad. But you know what? It doesn't matter how we feel. Terry, how does the chat feel?
Oh my gosh, it's split. Okay, so are you sad that E3 shut down? 45% are happy like me. And another 45% are sad like Axel. And 9% are undecided.
There you go. So there you go. Lots of mixed emotions on E3. Overall, I am sad because it was a gathering of everybody. So that is very, very sad for me. But it is time for Terry's Indie Spotlight. It's about that time of the show, guys. So let's get it going.
Everybody, welcome to my Indie Spotlight. Hope you guys are ready. And today I'm going to do, for the very first time on the Indie Spotlight, I'm going to do an FMV game, which, it's hit or miss with people, but we're going to go ahead and check this one out. But I do want to make the disclaimer, this game does have adult language, and because it is an FMV, it means it has live video footage, and it is adult graphic violence. So if you have young kids that you don't want them to see
Terry.
You gotta get out of here. All right. Without further ado, hold on. My cat is also in the way. Without further ado, let's check out the game. Whoops, volume is way too low. There we go.
Welcome to the 13th season of Kill Stream. 50 lucky contestants compete for a chance to win $10 million. Your task is to survive by whatever means necessary. It's showtime!
I've landed on the island, location unknown.
You're scared. We all are. But you guys knew what you were getting yourselves into. If you win this, you are set for life.
Let's go.
look out for ourselves.
I love it!
Toodles, bitch.
That's cartilage. What a loser!
Do you think this is a game?
It's real.
No one believes in God anymore. This is the new church.
This is what the people want. They keep watching. It doesn't have to end like this.
You still have a choice.
50 contestants. The ultimate prize. One winner. Come on! Are you ready? You can have it all.
That looks
cool,
cool,
actually.
actually.
All right, you guys.
Cool.
Bloodshore. All right. So if you are new to maybe the interactive game space, you can go ahead and check this out. It is on all platforms. I think it's on Switch. Don't quote me about Switch, but I know it's on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. It's a $15 game, so it's not going to break the bank. And you control Nick. He's one of the contestants on this show where you have to help him survive so he can win the cash prize. So think of it kind of like a modern day Hunger Games. So instead of bows and arrows, you actually have guns and grenades and stuff. But go ahead and check it out. You get 8 hours of actual footage, which is a lot of footage. All right. Games don't usually have 8 hours of footage. So it's pretty impressive.
Man, they filmed the whole season.
So it's really good. Decisions matter in this. The relationships you make with the different characters will also influence your story. And there are several different paths and outcomes that you can take as well. So go ahead and give it a try.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Shout out to Terry. Thank you so much for Terry's in the spotlight. And you know what? Some people recognize this. Abacab 72. Shout out to Abacab 72. Thank you so much. You are the real MVP. Says I 1000 this one. I like their games.
Yes.
So yeah. Let's see. Mo De La Garza says Xbox might need a week just to show their own studios. Bethesda, Activision, Blizzard, Xbox Game Studios. Each one would need a day for their own games. Yeah. Could call it Extreme from Leonard Herrera. Thank you so much for joining us, Leonard Herrera. You are the real MVP. And Jason Max goes, what in tarnation? I always imagine the squirrel from SpongeBob. What's her name? Sandy?
Yeah.
What in determination? Whenever it's what tarnation. Because she always said it. So yeah, great indie spotlight again from Cool Cat Terry. And let me go ahead and get rid of these ads. All right. So let's move it along. Let's move the show along. Now, if you guys have been keeping up with Xbox, you know that Xbox's Japanese footprints, Asian footprint is not that big. You know, Xbox is not big in Asia. A lot of Asian developed games skip Xbox. It is not going well for Xbox with the Asian support. For whatever reason, probably because it's an American company, right? But Xbox is trying to address it with former Sony executive joins Xbox to lead Japanese partnership operations. Now, the lady who is pictured here, Mena Kato, is joining. Now, we're going to read the bullet points, okay? So what you need to know, Mena Kato worked previously as the vice president of mobile business for Sony Interactive Entertainment. So she got scalped, I think is what they call it, right? And let's see. She was with Sony for about 8 years before leaving in 2021. According to an announcement on her LinkedIn, she has been hired by Xbox as the director of partnerships in Japan as part of the gaming ecosystem organization. So Mena Kato lists on LinkedIn that she is responsible for leading partnerships for Japanese publishers at Xbox. So if you know, Xbox recently opened an office in Japan, hired some people, has had some fair fruits, you know, and you know, Phil Spencer flies to Japan like every quarter to try to sweeten those relationships. And so now he's hired someone who has networking in the game industry over there and bringing them over. So this could be positive, right? So of course, and this article is by, I don't know who this is by. It doesn't say. Let me see. Hold on. Sorry for the ads, guy. By Cole Martin. So shout out to Cole Martin of Windows Central. So Cole says, if there's one thing Xbox fans are very vocal about missing out on, it's JRPGs and other large releases from Japanese developers or publishers. PlayStation's ongoing love affair with Square Enix has led Xbox players to missing out on Final Fantasy VII Remaster and Final Fantasy 16. Yeah, exactly. However, Xbox CEO Phil Spencer recently appeared on the Square Enix stage to announce a new partnership to bring more Square Enix titles to the console. But between you and me, until they bring Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy 16, all those words are just marketing hoopla. Nothing more. However, in a recent job change announcement on LinkedIn, may just be what Xbox needs to develop better relationships with Japanese publishers. Mena Kato says, excited to say I've joined Microsoft for Director of Partnerships at Japan. I will be leading efforts to support our Japanese partners globally, opening up a new chapter, unlocking new experiences in the game industry. I hope to see many of you at the Tokyo Game Show. And then they go over her industry. They repeat what they've already said. Let's see. From September 21 to September 24 this year, Xbox is expected to attend what has been teased as the biggest Tokyo Game Show, with the Computer Entertainment Suppliers Association releasing a statement acknowledging fans' high demand for the show. So there you go. Now, also, somebody reported, I don't remember who, somebody reported that Mena Kato did state that if Japanese publishers want to grow, they need Xbox. Let's see. This was brought to you by, I'm not sure. He doesn't cite a source, but he cites Bloomberg. He cites Bloomberg. Is his former PlayStation executive who joined Xbox in July is telling Japanese publishers that they should release games on Xbox because PlayStation is not enough to expand their business. So, Mena Kato, is she going to be the savior of Xbox in Japan? What do you think, Kim? What do you think? What as a fan are you expecting? Not what do you think? What as a fan are you expecting from Mena Kato? Terri.
I guess it would be great if we could get more support from certain publishers that like to make their stuff exclusive. It would be nice to see more of that kind of stuff come over to the Xbox space. I mean, Xbox did do a decent job back in the 360 days getting Japanese studios, on making games for them. What was it like? I think it was like Blue Dragon or something like that, and they had like that Odyssey game and some other stuff. So like, this would be, this is one of those things that fans have criticized Xbox for a long time, that they didn't have enough Japanese support. And I really do believe that isn't really Xbox's fault. That's probably the, Japanese companies. I mean, it's easier for them to market games for their own consumer base in Japan, and they don't have to pay, to have things imported, so they can sell theirs. They could, Sony and Nintendo can sell their stuff cheaper in Japan than they would anywhere else, because they won't have all that extra fees and taxes and stuff. And so, Western games are very different from what is popular in Japan too. So they may have just felt that it wasn't the right kind of entertainment, I guess, for their consumer base. But I think this will be a good thing if we can get. I know Xbox has improved their relations with certain ones like Capcom and them, but it's still not where it needs to be. So it'd be interesting to see how things go, especially with Square, because Square has been in turmoil. Square has been in turmoil. They've had to sell off a lot of their stuff. They're still basically in PlayStation's back pocket. So, it'll be interesting to see if Square changes the way they do things, because what they've been doing isn't working. So, you know, you gotta have to, try to, get some, other consumers to start getting into those games, because if because you need to make some money. They need profits, and they don't got profits.
They don't got profits.
They don't got profits.
They don't got profits. They don't know what profits are.
So, they need help. So, yeah, I want to see how things develop, and being that she's already, worked with a lot of these publishers for PlayStation. She already has those relationships with people, so she already knows who they kind of swayed. So, to see what she can get done, but that would be pretty great. Like, I'm not a fan of exclusives, but it would be a good thing for Xbox if she could maybe convince Capcom and Square
Speaking
and
of
some
Square,
of the
look
other
at them.
major ones out there. Is it Atlas? Atlas
Oh,
is
yeah,
a big
Atlas is
one,
a
and some of
huge
the other
get.
ones. To start making some exclusives for Xbox, that would be major.
So at one point, Square was trading at about $67, $68. And today they're trading at 34, half that value. So I mean, that's a heck of a drop. They have a year-to-date high of about $50. And so yeah, I mean, they've been on the downtrend. So Square definitely needs Xbox. And Mena Sato Kato is going to hopefully help them get them back into profitability. But yeah, Square is the big one. I think when you're thinking of JRPGs, you definitely think Square. First name that comes to mind is Square. Right? So
Final Fantasy is a beast.
yeah, I mean, it is such an iconic franchise. To get skipped by Final Fantasy, like Final Fantasy had traditionally been a single platform game, but I mean, those days are long gone and long dead. They need to evolve and bring those titles to Xbox and make some money. Make some money off us. Take my money, Square. Trust me, you already took it on the PS5. You would have taken it on the Xbox,
Because I remember when Square announced that they were remaking, Final Fantasy VII. They only had the title. That's all they had. And I think they did it at E3. We're just gonna show the title of the game, and that's it. And just by announcing the title, their stocks went up a F-ton, because people, the 7, I mean, I'm not a Final Fantasy fan, but my husband is, and like 7 is like basically like the most coveted game of fans. Like, they love that game. So when they announced that they were bringing it back and modernizing it with all new graphics and everything, people lost it. So, and then they said it was going to be on Xbox, and then it wasn't, because Sony was being Sony. It was like a huge letdown. So if she can get in there and maybe get them to stop getting bullied, and to make action and make some deals with Xbox, that would be great for people who are looking forward to those games on that platform.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. I mean, couldn't agree with everything you said anymore. You said it absolutely perfect. Let's see. Leonard Herrera says Mena Sato Kato is a big W for Xbox. Absolutely, I think so as well. And Dan the Man Cunningham says she should help, as well as the partnership with Sega should make a dent. The new Sega games on Game Pass, I hope. I hope so too. We got the Like a Dragon series. If you haven't played it, play it. Let's see. You guys are not seeing the elephant in the room. Sony strong arms many of these developers. They will even deny stock to retailers if they carry Xbox hardware. Ooh, dang. I don't have any news of that, but if you can find some legitimate news, I'd be happy to share it. And shout out to Acute Perspective. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP, and I don't think I've ever seen you, but thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. He says, let's see. Leonard Herrera says, Square's exclusivity to PlayStation has hurt its profits. Time to bring it to PC, Xbox day one. And Final Fantasy is dying. Yeah, less gamers are being exposed to it. Definitely. People eventually won't care for the series. Final Fantasy 16 proves it. Ouch. Don't say that about my Final Fantasy, man. You're killing me. Fable, Clockwork, Elder Scrolls, Fallout. Those are all greater than Final Fantasy, according to Jason Max. But let's take a look before we bring Dreadpool in. Let's take a look real here at what are considered the top Japanese developers. We got Arc System Works, who are famous for Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Guilty Gear X, Blaze Blue, Grand Blue, and Persona 4. So they do a lot of fighting games, and all these are available on Xbox. So that's good. Grasshopper Manufacturer, who does No More Heroes, Let It Die, Killer 7, Killer's Dead, Lollipop Chainsaw. I think the only one that is on Xbox is Lollipop Chainsaw. And it didn't sell too well. Monolith Soft, established in 1999. They are pretty much exclusive to Nintendo right now, doing the Xenoblade stuff. And Xenosaga was exclusive to PlayStation. So, yeah, they've never done Xbox. Game Freak,
Oh yeah,
who
those
does the Pokemon.
all
they're not
Nintendo
coming.
right there.
Yeah,
Nintendo right there.
They're not coming, just say. Koei Tecmo. Koei Tecmo, of course, Koei Tecmo is famous for the Fire Emblem series, Neo 2, Dead or Alive, Dynasty Warriors, Hyrule Warriors. So Koei Tecmo also does all the they're doing that Rise of the Ronin or whatever it is. And so Koei Tecmo's hit or miss. They may publish on Xbox, they may not, but they definitely need to publish. Platinum, the famous Platinum games, the ones that took all of Xbox's money to fund games, not to Xbox. They, of course, made the famous Nier Automata, Bayonetta, Metal Gear Rising, Astro Chain, The Wonderful 101. They definitely need to put everything on Xbox. Bandai Namco, probably the one that they have the best relationship with, as I believe everything they have comes to Xbox. Tekken, Soul Calibur, Divinity, Klonoa, and Pac-Man, and of course others. So yeah, Sony Japan Studios, they're not coming. Atlas, who recently gave us a lot of Personas, so they are finally bringing it. I think before the 360 was the last time they had put out with Catherine, and then they stopped, and now they're bringing everything over. So they have seen the light. Atlas is coming over. Hopefully they continue. Konami, again, hit or miss. Metal Gear Solid, Castlevania, Silent Hill 2, Bomberman, and Contra. Sega, probably the most important one, I think, as they have the biggest things, and they have not only a fantastic relationship with Xbox, but they put their games on Game Pass. So yeah, From Software, again, kind of, I would really hate to lose From Software, as they make my favorite Souls games. Of course, Elden Ring, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, and Metal Wolf Chaos. Yeah, all those are fantastic games to play. Capcom, Resident Evil, Street Fighter, Monster Hunter, Mega Man X, Devil May Cry. Now, some of the legacy collections for Mega Man are not coming to Xbox, and I think that's a big, big bunch of crap. I don't understand why Capcom didn't bring it over. The big miss is Square Enix, who has not published. Let's see, this one's on Xbox, this one's in Xbox, and this one's in Xbox, and that's it. And of course, the number one Japanese publisher is Nintendo, but they're not coming to Xbox. So, yeah. Just to give you guys a list of some of the great games you could be missing, to give this topic a little more importance. Dreadpool, Mena Kato.
Yeah, what about her? No, I'm
Do
kidding.
you think she's a W?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Wow.
I think it is a W. They needed somebody that knows the movers and shakers there better. Someone that's already has a
Rapport.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Has some connections.
Someone that already has rapport with them, and that's the thing, right? You need somebody that has a foot in the door, that could talk to them, and according to, if you look at it, it would make sense that you would talk some sense into them, because a lot of times, when you're being forced to not go somewhere because, when you look at the numbers, right? Cliffy B is going to be that same guy I keep bringing up, but he realized, the numbers are good numbers, but they're fictitious when it comes to reality. And with the way the games are accessed on Game Pass, there's many different angles that she can bring it to them to bring these games, and a lot of these games might not be for me, but I know there a lot of them are for other people in the community, other friends, um, other creators. So I'm happy for them. You know what I mean? I've got friends that were, back in the PS2 era, we were playing Xbox and they were playing PS2, and they just enjoy the hell out of every single JRPG that they could. Didn't understand any of it. All they knew, they figured out they stumbled through on how to play it, and how to beat these games. They just stumbled through. So for them, those are the people that I'm happy for, plus that should also give them the ability to decentralize the languages and open them up for other countries to experience these games. So you could actually play it in your native language. So doing stuff like that is more helpful to get it out there to more people that are fans of these type of games. And there are a variety type of games. They're not just JRPGs. There's a variety type of games. I mean, look at all the Sega games we play. They're not all JRPGs, right? Sonic is not a JRPG. But yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah,
that's what we want.
I love my Japanese games. If you grew up with a Nintendo, first off, Nintendo was a Japanese system. Mario's a Japanese game. If you grew up with that, if you've enjoyed Mario, then you enjoy Japanese games. Just the design level, Of course, I love my Zelda, stuff like that. But games that have skipped the Xbox, games like the Wonderful 101. I hate that skipped the Xbox. The Wonderful 101 is a fantastic game that is underrated, underappreciated, and probably could have benefited from also releasing on Xbox. I hate that Nier Automata took 4 years to come to Xbox, and at that we never got a physical release, only digital. That kind of sucks for me. One of the greatest Nier games ever made. What other games have skipped the Xbox that I think should not? The Pixel Perfect Collection. Going back to Square Enix. The fact that Final Fantasy Pixel Perfect Collection is on Switch, PC, and PlayStation, but skips the Xbox. Why? That music game, the Final Fantasy rhythm game, Theater Rhythm, Final Bar Line. I love that game. I bought it on my Switch. Thank God I bought it because it's hard to find now. And yeah, all these games are just skipping Xbox for what I perceive is no good reason. There are millions of Xbox gamers as well. And I think Mena Kato is going to show that, hey, you know what? Look at these monthly active users, because we have Xbox, we have PC, we have mobile. You need Xbox. You need that reach. And you're not going to succeed without it. Like, Xbox is doing the hard work for you. You put it on Xbox, you're automatically putting it everywhere. It's not just the console anymore. You're putting it in the hands of mobile gamers, also in Japan. Mobile gaming is massive in Japan. And so, yeah, I just think I just think that skipping Xbox shouldn't happen. Xbox is a fantastic place to play. If you're a third-party publisher, you should want to put your games on Xbox. In a timely manner, not 5 years down the road, not 10 years down the road. But yeah, I think as far as what Square Enix said, where they're gonna, we're making a recommitment to Xbox, blah blah blah. Until Final Fantasy comes out, those are just hollow words to me. Just flat out hollow. They mean nothing to me. So just saying. And it's because Square Enix has no one but themselves to blame. So they, hopefully Mena Kato can heal those relationships and make it so that a company like Square Enix doesn't go under, because if they go under, it will be a sad day for everybody in gaming. Xbox player or not. So yeah, I'm really hoping to see more Xbox Japanese games. I'm hoping to maybe see some exclusive Xbox Japanese games from maybe some studios we've never heard of. So yeah, I think this is a big W. I don't see how this could go wrong. She has the networking ability. There's no language barrier. She understands the vision. I think that she is a huge W for Xbox. But that's what we think. What does the chat think? Oh, hold on. Let me hit the right button. Okay, Terry, what does the chat think?
Will Mena Kato bring more Japanese games to Xbox? 81%. Yes, she's the right person. 9% said no, they'll still skip Xbox, and the other 9% don't play Japanese games.
Well, there you go. So, but most people agree she's the right person. Let's see. Leonard Herrera says diversity is going to win the generation. Yeah, I just saw a tweet saying we have failed this generation, and a picture below with a shelf on a supermarket with plushies of the NFT Bored Ape collection. Interesting. That is interesting. Yes. A cute perspective says Microsoft certain that at this moment in gaming that Mena Kato is not compromising her new opportunity in her new company coming from her old one. Yeah. I'm sure that she had a non-compete agreement for a few years. She left Sony in 2021, they said, and it's 2023. So maybe she needed to, wait a year, 18 months, whatever, before she got hired somewhere else. And shout out to her for joining Team Green. Doggy Dog says, I would buy every Pixel remaster if they came to Xbox. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. And if those Japanese games were on Game Pass, yeah, Game Pass is the moneymaker. Yeah, it's the big reach. It's the literal X factor that Xbox has in their favor at this point. Yes, Terry.
Who makes the Tales games?
Like Tales of Arise and stuff? Bandai Namco publishes them.
Yeah, because didn't they skip? Didn't some of those skip Xbox?
They did.
Like Zestiria and Berseria
skipped. Let me see. Tales of Arise is the latest one, which did come to Xbox, by the way. I bought it day one because I love the Tales series.
Yeah, because I know the Tales of series is really popular, and yeah, I remember I have Berseria on PC and Zestiria, I think is it. I played that in PS4.
Zestiria, yeah.
So yeah, I remember those ones. Most of them skipped Xbox.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18.
Wow.
18
I didn't know there were that many
games.
Wow.
So let's see. Localization. Let's go to localizations. Oh. It doesn't tell you which game came where. So I guess you just got to look. All right. So let me tell you the ones I know of. So some of these were mobile-only titles, so I guess those don't count. But Tales of Destiny was the first one I heard of back in the day on the PlayStation, right? So Tales of Symphonia did eventually come out on Xbox in 2003. All those skipped. Tales of Vesperia came to Xbox, but there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Tales games in between those two that skipped Xbox. Tales of Heart skipped, Tales of Graces skipped, Tales of Xillia skipped, Tales of Xillia 2 skipped, Tales of Zestiria skipped, Tales of Berseria. I don't know if that one skipped or not.
That one skipped.
It skipped, yeah. Tales of, because I have it on PC, and then finally Tales of Arise. So let's see. So Tales of Vesperia, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games skipped. Finally, Tales of Arise comes. So yeah, Tales definitely skipped a lot.
18 games and Xbox got 3.
Yeah, that's quite the skip. So yeah, the Tales games definitely need to come to Xbox. Now, not all of them. I understand some of these are iOS titles and stuff, but yeah. Yes. All right. So let's see. Oh. So we're going to see. Let's see. Microsoft certain that at this moment in gaming, the Mena Kato, yeah, we already talked about that. Doggy said the bit money. It's Sony. If you're a dev and everything you make is coming from their Pantone.
I think she had another typo. Possibly.
Platform. Everything is coming from their platform. You have to do what they tell you. Yeah, I don't like that. They're very strong armed. If Square went under, I wouldn't share a tear. Their pride is their undoing. Unfortunately, yeah. I agree. I agree with that statement 110%. 110%. Square is, they're making their bed and they have to lay in it, and unfortunately their bed is getting more and more uncomfortable. They need a new mattress. They need a new mattress. So yeah. Let's see. Jacob Novik says, I don't believe the rumors that Square are doubling down on PlayStation exclusivity for Final Fantasy because one, it's from Alex Smith or any of his friends, I think, and it has never been right. And two, then Phil's just pay more. The thing is, though, here's the thing. Xbox is not really paying for exclusivity anymore. The Xbox exclusive is now Game Pass. If you're not willing to put your game on Game Pass, you're not getting money from Xbox. Take that for as positive or as negative as you want. But Xbox Game Pass is the exclusive now. So if you want help from Xbox, it's Game Pass related. And that's just the business model going forward. And I think it's a good business model because it, as a consumer, as a gamer, it benefits us. And also, the reach is just, it's more than console. It's more than PC. It's more than mobile. It's all three. I mean, it's TVs. It's the Quest now, too. I mean, the reach is out there. I mean, it is massive. So, yeah, I don't think Xbox is going to pay for console exclusives anymore. It's Game Pass exclusives. Terry, do you concur?
I agree because we haven't seen a single exclusive on Xbox that hasn't been on Game Pass.
Yeah, exactly. Dread, you there? Dreadpool? Dread is out. Okay.
Yo, I'm sorry.
There he is. So Mena Kato, do you think she'll get us Final Fantasy 7 in particular? The remake, rebirth, integrate, all there. Do you think that she'll be the one that finally makes Square Enix realize that, hey, we got to break this contract?
Well, Phil and Square Enix had already signed a new contract saying that they're coming over.
No, when did they say that Final Fantasy is coming over? Final Fantasy.
They didn't say which one, but they said that they have a new partnership.
Yeah, I know that they signed the new partnership. Like, what was it? The Square is recommitting. Well, let me see if I can find the Square.
I remember we covered that. Like,
yeah.
Basically, they were gonna bring back over a lot of their old stuff, but the thing that everybody wanted was Final Fantasy VII, and that was still.
So I'm sure there's a contract there that's keeping them away from it. So until that money,
I thought the contract
back in July,
for the first one with Sony ended.
Yeah, well,
supposedly that one ended.
Supposedly.
So I can understand the exclusivity for the second one.
Okay, here we go. Here's the exact tweet. Okay, here's the exact words. Whenever possible, we are planning to bring our games to Xbox. So there you go.
Yeah,
Final Fantasy is not coming. Confirmed.
Whenever possible. So what's holding it back? Because they actually they were supposed to release it, and then a year after that, they released the expansion.
I think you're thinking about Final Fantasy 14 coming to Xbox. 14, because that one was announced.
Right, but that's not the one I was talking about. I was talking about the newest one that that the year was over, and then it could come to Xbox, and then for that year it never did, and all of a sudden they released an expansion for it, or they some sort of DLC. I don't have it, so I don't know what it was. I just remember that there was something for it that they released, and I think that probably renewed the lockout.
Are you talking about Final Fantasy 7, and then they got the Final Fantasy 7 Integrate DLC?
The remake, yeah.
Yeah, it's called Integrate. Yeah.
Okay, whatever. I don't know what it is. So
it's called Integrate.
Yeah. How do you spell that? Is it I-N?
I-N, yeah. Integrate. And it's the one that brought Yuffie to it, to see what she was doing during that time. I know my Final Fantasy 7, man.
I remember seeing the trailer for that. Everybody was going crazy about
it.
Like,
about Yuffie, yeah.
I guess, yeah. I don't know who the heck she is. I don't play those games.
Her name is Yuffie, and she's a ninja Okay,
that-
an
That doesn't
assassin
mean
ninja.
anything. That doesn't mean anything in Final Fantasy.
So that's IN Tergrade?
I integrate, yeah.
Okay.
And it's also the one that like it was $10 and it's the one that got you the PS5 version. It was like a full
Oh,
money
that big
grab.
fiasco again? Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
it was a
right.
full money grab, but at least it came with extra content. So yeah. Let's see. Don the Man Cunningham says, I don't see how, as a publisher, that you can go wrong on Game Pass. Microsoft isn't forcing exclusivity, so they take the cash and publish on other platforms as well. Yeah, exactly. And Leonard Herrera says, time to bring Xbox app to all TVs. Yeah. Back from the Dead says, the next Final Fantasy 14 expansion is supposed to release on Xbox in the spring of 2024. That's right. That's how much greed Sony is. They paid to extend the contract for Final Fantasy VII Remake one more year. Those play the exclusivities are killing Square. They'd rather pay for Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation only to make Final Fantasy skip Xbox and killing Square at it. Yeah. Doggy Dog says it's spelled F-Intergrade. Shout out to Doggy Dog. That's funny. Were you able to find it, Dread?
Was I able to what?
Find it?
Find what?
Final Fantasy VII Intergrade.
No, I'm still not looking for it.
Oh. Yeah. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade is what it's called. Yeah. Anyways, guys, any closing thoughts on Mena Kato?
Good luck.
Other than a fun name to say?
She's
Make it happen. Work that magic.
That's right. Work that magic. They'll make what is it that the Ronin had to commit when they failed?
I know what it is. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. It's
Let's see. What is it called? What is it the Ronin have to call when they
Seppuku.
Huh?
Seppuku.
Seppuku. Yeah, that's right. They'll make us make you commit seppuku. Just kidding. I'm kidding. Let's see. All right, guys. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. But of course, we wouldn't be able to do this show without you guys, the chat. And that's why you guys, the chat, will always be the MVP to any of the shows here on the Iconic Video Games channel. With that being said, thank you so much for watching Good Morning Xbox. And we will catch you guys next week, probably. I'll let you know. All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody. I'm Axel1324.
I'm coolcatterri.
And I'm Dreadpool, dropping a video right after we close.
Yay. All right. Bye, everybody.